Okay, if it weren't for the tariff threats, is it fair to say the economy is rebounding, showing encouraging signs, and may not require further rate reductions?
Well, Paul, I wish we were working in that hypothetical world. Sadly, we're not. So at a certain point, it becomes a bit hard to separate. I mean, we're already seeing the impacts of uncertainty on. Certainly, you're seeing it in business decisions. I think you're starting to, the latest indicators, pretty, more confidence type indicators, you're starting to see some effects on household confidence, so consumer confidence. So it's a bit hard to separate. I mean, look, coming back to your question and, going back to our January decision, yes, we were encouraged. Inflation's back to 2%. We've lowered interest rates now 2 full percentage points. We are seeing that flow through to stronger household spending. You've seen some pickup in the housing market. And the message in January is we wanted to see that sustained. That's why that was certainly an important reason why we took a further step down in the policy rate to 3%. It's difficult. It becomes difficult to separate, separate what could be from what will be. We're going to have to deal with the facts on the ground, and just the threat of tariffs is already feeding uncertainty. It's already affecting the economy. It's already doing damage.
Thank you. We'll now go to Mark Rendell of the Globe and Mail. Go ahead, Mark.
Thanks for taking the question, Governor. In the event of a trade war, one of the key things pushing up prices in Canada would be retaliation, the fact that Canada theoretically would retaliate, as has been outlined by the government, against U.S. imports. I'm wondering, from a purely economic perspective, putting aside the politics of it, but from a purely economic perspective, should Canada retaliate to tariffs, or does that do more harm than good? And as a second point, if we do retaliate, are there ways to do it that are less damaging to the Canadian economy?
Mark, well, the first thing I really want to stress is, look, Bank of Canada, we do not do trade policy, and decisions about tariffs are not up to us. These are decisions that are up to the government, to Parliament, and that is completely appropriate. To get to your question, look, why do you retaliate? You retaliate to increase the costs of, on the United States. Let's not forget that, U.S. tariffs on Canada, they hurt Canada more, but they also have an impact on the United States. They make all Canadian imports into the United States more expensive. That's going to affect U.S. businesses. That's going to affect U.S. consumers. By imposing retaliatory tariffs, we further increase the cost to the U.S. economy, because now American exports to Canada are more expensive, so they're going to go down, and American companies are going to feel that. Yes, that will have some impact in Canada. Unfortunately, the nature of conflict is that, you take some costs. You do that, though, because you want the Americans to back off on their tariffs. I don't know what's going to happen this time, but last time when the U.S. put tariffs on aluminum and steel, Canadian government retaliated. That did appear to have some impact, and those tariffs were ultimately removed. So again, I don't know what's going to happen, but the nature of a trade conflict is you want to get to a better place. You want to get back to a place where you can have more open, more predictable trade, and that's why you respond.